So I'm staying in what I'm learning to be one of my favorite locations here on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady and wanted to give you the full tour. Hey everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. This weekend, I'm on a 4-night sailing, a little bit longer of a weekend. It is Columbus Day, or Indigenous People Day, in 2023 in October. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadian viewers. But wanted to share with you my room tour that I'm staying in here. So I am on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, staying in a Terrace 10054A. And so that is going to be at the aft section of the ship, which I'm coming to learn I really like. So stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of this room. And all along the room tour, I'm going to give you plenty of pro tips so that you make the most out of your next Virgin Voyages stateroom. So welcome to the outside of Stateroom 10054A here on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. It is in the aft section of the ship. So where you see the light on the carpet down there past the trolley, that's where the aft elevators and staircase are going to be, which I personally love because not that many people seem to use them, and I can get an elevator or just jump on the stairs really quick. To get into your room, you're going to use your key fob. I should have this around my wrist, but I'm a rule breaker sometimes and I don't wear it. But you're just going to click it right there. It's going to turn green, and that's going to allow you into your room. You're also going to have a doorbell that you can push, and you can hear when your stateroom attendant is trying to come in, or maybe it's a friend or family member coming to visit you in your stateroom. So coming in, you see that there is a beautiful room. I do like the way the rooms have grown on me on Virgin Voyages. They are definitely different than any other cruise line or cruise ship you have been on, and it's growing on me. Some things are not ideal, but we'll go through some of the pros and the cons. So the first thing, I'll start over here on the wall. You've got two random hooks over here that you can hang things up on. This is if maybe you're coming from the Northeast, you want to hang jackets, hats, things like that. They do have some nice hooks there for you as well. You have a bed that is convertible into a couch. So you have the option on the tablet, which gives you all your room controls. I'll walk you through that here in a little bit. But you can request this to be turned into a couch. And that's why you see this little blue armrest over here. That is the armrest to the actual couch, but they've made it a nice little nightstand for the bed, so you can put phones, water up there before you fall asleep. You're also going to have over here the light socket, so you don't have to get out of bed. It's still a little bit of a stretch to turn the lights off in the room. You'll have two USB-A ports down below and an American outlet to go with it. There are 3 lights above the bed as well, all of them with individual light switches on there. So if you do want to read at night, don't want to keep somebody up, that's the best way to get less light, because it's really tough to press the buttons over there on the wall and turn all the lights on by accident. You're also going to see those buttons carry over to the other side of the bed. So this is the side that I choose to sleep on. I think it's just a little bit easier to sleep on this side because you're closer to the light switch. I have all this storage here, so you see that I've been putting my mixers and elixirs up here. I've got my Kindle, my Mantra sleep mask, which I don't travel without. And more importantly, I've got my 10-foot cord here to charge with. And I linked to that down in the Amazon link below. So the cord can never be too long, but it can be too short. In this case, it's too long, but if you had a normal cord, it wouldn't fit to the bed. So you wouldn't be able to use it without getting out of the bed to scoot over and get it. One thing a lot of people don't mention on here is it does come with a blanket. The blanket is actually really lightweight and really, really comfortable. This duvet here is all that you get. It is a duvet, so there is no sheet or anything else. So if you're a hot sleeper like me, pro tip here, you can always take the comforter out of the duvet and just use the sheets. I've certainly done that before. Or you can use the blanket over here. It is a good size. It's a little bit bigger than a traditional throw. But it is actually super soft and comfortable, and I'm assuming that they wash those after everybody comes through, just like the rest of the linens. I'm using this section over here for storage, honestly. So I've got a few, I've got my tote bag here, got my stool. The stool technically goes under the desk, but you all know that I actually use my desk as more of a computer station. So I've got the computer station here with a proper chair. So this chair is also not the best in the world. It is very wide, but the cushion on the bottom, not comfortable. And I normally wind up putting a pillow underneath me and then one at my back to make sure that I'm within a good distance of the computer. This table is also on the smaller side. It gets the job done. It's angled because you see the little cut through here to the bed is quite narrow. So make sure you're not jamming your shoulder into the TV when you walk by. I've certainly done that a time or two. But you do have a little bit of a table here, And up above, you're gonna have the tablet. This is where all of your room controls are. So I am currently on the room controls. I can turn the lights on, ambient, desk light, ceiling light, and I can control my temperature. Yes, the temperature is very high, but that's so the camera doesn't fog up when I go outside. And it's also gonna allow you to open and close the curtains at the top. One thing I love about Virgin Voyages is they do put water in your room and they refill it. So this is filtered water that they bring into your cabin. They're not going through the plastic bottles, but they're giving you this refillable one, which I really appreciate. I know some people have talked about some sanitation issues with these, or just more of a hesitancy, I should say, not that they have evidence of anything. But I personally really like it, and the water tastes halfway decent. Below, you're gonna have a little mini cooler. So again, it is more of a chiller than it is a fridge, and a few knickknacks or storage areas that you can put things. Just make sure you're not forgetting if you put anything into those areas. Coming back over, and while I'm thinking of the TV, hey everybody, the TV does not have a lot of live channels on it. It's gonna have a lot of movies that you can rent, or not rent, that are complimentary, but it doesn't actually have a lot of shows on it. I think you're gonna get BBC and one other channel. It's not a lot. So here is their closet in the Sea Terrace cabin. It is a good size. You've got plenty of hanging space, good hangers here. And down in the bottom, you're gonna have a little bit of storage. If you wanna put things in the tubs down there, you can, or the bins. I've been doing shoes and my bags down here. One pro tip I'll share too, this curtain here, if you're like me and you're lazy and you don't wanna close it, even though I normally do like it closed, I just am lazy and don't do it. Don't pull it to one side over by the door. If you do it by the door, it's gonna be sucked out every single time that you open the door. Here, I'll even show you. When you open it up, it goes out and it gets stuck in the door. So pull it towards the other side and you're not gonna have that happen. Coming over, you're gonna have your life vest in your room. You got some more shelves, your safe, your hair dryer, and a few drawers here. The top two ones, not very deep at all, but they get a little bit deeper the further down you go. And again, another mirror. Hey everybody. Swinging into the restroom. I should also say the temperature here, you can control it from the wall as well. If you don't want to control it from the tablet, totally get it. You can do it from here as well with no issue. So here is the bathroom on a Sea Terrace. Now the biggest difference here from a Sea Terrace XL is going to be found in the bathroom. I do have a video linking to the XL at the end of this, and I'll put the card up above. But if you want to see a larger bathroom, I'll give you a tour of that as well. Good storage space down below, but what I'll say is the storage space up above is always a little bit limiting, and they put in these fancy sinks. Funny story, my toothpaste had moved underneath the sink. It got knocked down there, and I thought that I had left it at home because when you're standing in here, you can't see it, and I didn't realize that there wasn't anything to stop it. So I just found my toothpaste as I was getting ready to make this video, which is a good thing. But I do keep everything in the toiletry bag. The shelf is not that big, makes it easier for organization. And a pro tip here, move your Kleenex box, which is this guy, into the bottom section there because it's really tough to find anything in that section, but it does clear up a good bit of countertop space for you. Coming into the shower, I do like the showers on Virgin Voyages. So this door here does seal and close well. You all know that I've given other rooms a really hard time because this seal here is not a good seal, but on all of the Virgin Voyages ships, it seals really nicely. You're gonna have a wand over there to be able to wash yourself off with, in addition to the rain shower head up above, which I've learned that you can actually angle these away from you, so you can actually get out from under the rain every now and again. Just one thing that I just learned, I think, on the last cruise here. And you're always gonna have your hair wash, conditioner, and body wash also given. The one thing I've noticed in my last two cabins here, and I don't know if it's for all of Virgin, they don't actually give you washcloths. So that's just one thing that, I've found a little bit different. I would like a washcloth, but I haven't gotten one in my room, and I've not, in my defense, I have not asked for one, but the last two sailings I've not gotten one, so I think it just hasn't happened. This is a nightstand. I was just using it as a desk to film with, but let's walk outside and look at the balcony on Sea Terrace 10054A. So it is towards the aft section of ships. When we walk out, you'll be able to see the wake down on the left, but showing you what the chairs look like here. They're not the most comfortable, but the alternative is you sit in the amazing hammock, which is very comfortable. This one is losing a little bit of its elasticity, if you will, and it's starting to fade. So I wonder what their replacement plan is for these. I know they are not cheap, but it still sits really well, and I spend a lot of time out here. So the two chairs, again, not that great, but you do come out here and you have amazing views of Bimini today. So back there is the wake, and you'll also see the Balleria. If you want to come from West Palm to Bimini, you can do a fast ferry and do it in about, I think it's what, 2 hours. Looking the other direction, you'll see towards the forward section of the ship. Not much you can see because it does hump out there, but you can kind of see where the pizza galley is right there. Now let's talk about the pros and the cons of staying in Stateroom 10054A on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. The biggest pro to me is that it's right by the aft elevator, so I can jump into the stairwell, the elevator bank, and within 3 floors, I'm on the main deck here where we can go and have restaurants and do the shops. It's really convenient. Or I can go up 5 flights and I am at the galley where there is food. That's one of the places that I've been going pretty frequently in here. And so I love the convenience of being able to just go either direction with no problem, and the elevators aren't used that much. The biggest con to this is going to be that you're towards the aft of the ship. So if you are in bad weather, which doesn't happen often, you will feel a little bit more of a rock. Or if you come up on the forward side of the elevator, if you get lost or turned around and you come up on the forward side, you've got quite the walk to get all the way back to the aft side. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, hoping to see you on a weekend cruise soon.